how old were you when you went through all of that? Like having a kid, shelter.
I was 15, so I got raped at 15. I got put out at 15. At 16, I found out I was a stage away from cervical cancer.
Wow.
So I ended up catching something when I got raped that led me to almost having cancer. I ended up getting like a LEAP procedure done. That's pretty much where they cut a piece of your cervix. So I'm going through all of this between 15 and 17.
Yeah.
So I was told I couldn't even have kids.
Wow.
But it was really when I had my daughter, I knew something was wrong when I gave birth. And you know that moment where you hold your child and you fall in love? I didn't feel no connection. And I told myself, I said, she don't deserve this. You know, and I realized that I needed help, and I had enrolled myself into parenting classes, and then literally everything that I've done from that point on, it really wasn't even for me. It was just, I did not want my daughter to feel or even to experience what I've done.
What's going on, family? Welcome back to Dominate the Decade podcast, Domination Conversation, where we bring to you real people that are absolutely crushing it in real time. And today I got one of Atlanta's biggest in the building. Listen, the #1 realtor in Atlanta who is absolutely crushing it. Suzette, welcome to Dominate the Decade podcast. How you feeling?
I feel good.
You feel good?
I feel good.
Okay, well hell, you look good. You look
thank
premium, girl.
Thank you.
You look premium. So I wanna kind of get right into everything. Have you, like, were you raised, you grew up in Atlanta?
I'm from New York.
Okay, so you a New York girl.
I'm a New York girl. I'm from the Bronx, New York.
That's where the accent come from. Okay.
Yeah, so I was conceived in Trinidad, but I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Ain't like Nicki Minaj or something from like Trinidad?
From Trinidad, yeah.
Oh, you got the Nicki look. Okay then. Okay, I'm putting together the pieces to the puzzle.
Together.
Yeah, I'm pulling this together. Okay, cool. So from Trinidad, raised in New York, and then now you in Atlanta. So I want to kind of talk about, did you stay in Trinidad for a while or no?
You want to know what's crazy? I didn't really know nothing about my past until I became a teenager.
Okay.
So when I became a teenager, my dad found me on Facebook because he's still in Trinidad. And I learned that the first few years of my life, I was out there. And then I came back when it was time for me to start school. So pretty much my mother got pregnant in Trinidad, came to America, had me. I went back to Trinidad. And when it was time for me to start school, I was back out here.
Got you. So New York for majority of your life.
Oh yeah, 2016. So.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was life like living in New York? Like, was it like an easy upbringing? Was it rough? Did you go through some things? What was life like?
No. So I've been in survival mode my whole life. So Can we getting raw today? Like, what we doing?
We getting raw. Talk to the people. We need unfiltered.
Okay. Unfiltered. So I was raped at 15. And I was like, my first love, like I was into women. So majority of the beginning of my relationships were women. Right after I got raped, I got put out. So I went to a group home. I had my first daughter in the shelter at 19. But my daughter was a product of a threesome. So I was dealing with a dancer at the time. She was my girlfriend. She had a boyfriend. We had a threesome. I got pregnant. So I was like a whole lesbian raising a child.
Yeah.
And then you know how that go when you in the system, you get privileged when it comes to like apartments, the projects and stuff like that. So I got my first project apartment I think my daughter was maybe like a year or two, because I ended up going into foster care with the baby, and then there was a whole lot of other things. But I've always had influence. Like I was in the shelter pregnant with her, and I was like, so many girls was just like following. It was the energy. It was like, man, you strong, you this, you that. Yeah. Went through the whole domestic violence thing, and it was so crazy because I had such an impact that after I gave birth, they hired me off the books to come work with them. So that was like my first like job where it was like, okay, I was in the shelter that I had my daughter in, and now I'm working here, so I'm interacting with the girls, I'm interacting with the staff.
Wow.
One of the staff members, I actually made her my daughter's godmother.
Oh, okay.
Because I had no family.
Yeah.
And that's when I really learned the impact of the people that you have in your life.
Yeah.
How detrimental it could be to your upbringing.
Wow.
So she was that person at that point in my life where it was like, man, like I really survived this pregnancy. I survived this time frame in my life where I'm dealing with so much trauma. I'm dealing with being raped, kicked out, and being pregnant all at the same time, right? And it was really like a lot of women that when we don't heal from our trauma prior to having kids, we got to kind of put that to the side and just show up for the kids. right? So it was, I went through years of just not really knowing myself and not understanding why I would feel the way I would feel, why I was making the choices I was making. And it was really just the reality of so much stemmed from my childhood that I had no idea about. Mm-hmm. And this is when I learned, like, even in my journey of being a parent, a lot of times what our parents do, what they try to hide or conceal, it really ends up hurting us. Mm-hmm. Because now it's like we have a loss of a sense of identity, and that trickles down from generations to generations. So my mom had me in the shelter. I had my daughter in the shelter. My mom had me at 19. I had my daughter at 19.
Wow.
So it wasn't until I got saved that I started learning about like the generational curses and patterns that were in my bloodline.
So during this time frame in your life, how old were you when you went through all of that? Like having a kid, shelter?
I was 15. So I got raped at 15. I got put out at 15. At 16, I found out I was a stage away from cervical cancer.
Wow.
So I ended up catching something when I got raped that led me to almost having cancer. I ended up getting like a LEAP procedure done. That's pretty much where they cut a piece of your cervix. So I'm going through all of this between 15 and 17.
Yeah.
So I was told I couldn't even have kids.
Wow.
So they told me like, you wouldn't have a problem conceiving, but it'll be hard for you to hold the baby. And I was gay.
I can't imagine.
So it was a lot. It was a lot. But you know what? That whole experience taught me how to be resilient, because when you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. I didn't have anybody I could call for support. I didn't have anybody that I could depend on. And that's actually where I learned how to hustle. Because I will say that as I got older and I started going through deliverance and stuff, I learned that where I felt God wasn't with me, he really was. Right? I was the only kid in the group home that my school, what's the odds of your group home being across the street from your school that I was in prior to getting kicked out, and I was the only person in the group home that was allowed to go to outside school because of the proximity of my school. So I was playing basketball, I was doing certain things, but I was in a good group home. Yeah. We got paid to do chores. We got paid to, if I say, hey, let me shave your beard, I'm getting paid. If I wash the dishes, I'm getting paid. Yeah. So that's really where I learned how to hustle. Right? And then even now, just being saved is like what the enemy meant for bad, God would turn it around for good. Yeah. So who I am today is really a reflection of that transition that I had to go through, where I was walking through the fire, but I was really being built for a time like this.
And it's
but
like,
I was young.
Cause like for me to know who you are now, and to know that, like you are, dominating in a realtor space, and you is this high level successful person, and everybody is like, oh, I want to be just like Suzette. But it's like people be wanting to be you until they found out what you went through to get to being you. And so it's like, my question is like, I'm just like, seriously, I want to know, like, how does one go through all of that at a young age? We're talking about almost cancer, being raped, like sleeping with men and women, having children, foster home, like, how do you think that you really got through that? Like, how do I navigate and get through that and come out on the other side?
I'm gonna be honest.
Because most people just quit.
It was my kids, because I was suicidal. So I've tried to take my life a few times. It started in 5th grade. Like my first suicide attempt was in 5th grade. I was found by my teacher, and it was my kids. So even like the doctors and them speaking death over me, like, oh, you won't be able to have kids and you won't do this. It was like once I had my kids. Because I didn't care before then. It was just like, whatever. Like, I'm just here to be here, And I was angry at God. I was angry at my mother. I was angry at the world. I was angry at my baby father. I hated everybody. But it was really when I had my daughter, I knew something was wrong when I gave birth. And that moment where you hold your child and you fall in love? I didn't feel no connection. And I told myself, I said, she don't deserve this, And I realized that I needed help. And I had enrolled myself into parenting classes. And then literally from that point on, my mission has always, it stopped being about me. It was just more so like, my kids can't experience what I experienced. Like, I was in the streets for real. Like, I was in the trenches for real. Like, my daughter can't experience this. Like, I'm going to love my daughter more than my mom supported me, more than what my mom did and stuff like that. So everything that I've done from that point on, it really wasn't even for me. It was just, I did not want my daughter to feel or even to experience what I've done, you know, and now it's like I realize why God allowed me to have these kids, because if I didn't have kids, I probably would have been dead or in jail. And both has happened to me, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. And so, like, what do you say to that person that's watching this? Because there's a woman right now who's watching this who the relationship with her mother is in turmoil. Like, they probably don't talk. They haven't talked in a while. Or when they do, it's a lot of friction there. Or maybe there's a mother who's watching this and she's struggling to establish a relationship with her kids, right? And so what advice would you give somebody who, I mean, coming from you who've been through it, what advice would you give somebody who has went through that? And like, what did you feel like you really had it to do? Like, was it just counseling that got you through connecting, you know, like reestablishing, like, and how is the relationship with your daughters now? Like, how is that?
You want to know something? Counseling ain't do it for me. Like, I'm one of them people that it was, because you know what I would do? When I would sit down with these people, if you ain't been through what I've been through, how are you going to sit here and tell me how to get through it?
Trying to tell you.
So therapy never really worked for me, because most of my counselors felt I was challenging, but it was just like, you're talking to me from a book perspective. Like, you can't really relate to how I'm feeling because you haven't went through it. So back then, it was the drugs, it was the alcohol, even sex was a coping mechanism for me. And I became more promiscuous. Like, once I realized the power that I had in sex, I felt like me sleeping with a man and taking everything that he had was how I was getting my power back. So those are the things that in that time, that's how I was coping, not realizing that it was really just adding more damage to me. As far as my mom, it got to a point where I had to stop expecting a sorry.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like when you go into something and it's like they don't apologize, you reopen yourself up to be wounded again, right? Because now you have expectations that weren't met.
Absolutely.
And now you're going through that trauma all over again. So I really had to get to a point where I had to forgive her. Not for her, but for me. Yeah. Because in the forgiveness, and it really took me getting saved, getting baptized, giving my life to Jesus, and really understanding what that even looks like, right? Because we can say forgive, 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 but how do you truly know you've forgiven somebody when the very person that hurt you, you can see them, you can have a conversation with them, and your stomach ain't turning, your hands ain't sweating, you ain't feeling angry, and you ain't even thinking about you know, what they did. So I had to learn to love my mother through the trauma. And now, like, our relationship now, we're closer than ever. Like, I just made her go to real estate school. She just got licensed.
That's good.
But it took her seeing my relationship with God and how he changed and healed me for our relationship. So I feel like when it comes to that, we have to heal ourselves before we can kind of worry about, okay, how can I fix this relationship with this person?
Yeah. And so the saying goes, I don't look like what I've been through. You know that saying? Yeah. You don't look like what you've been through. Yeah. And so sitting here now, what is that pivotal point? What is that point where you go from this hurt, damaged person to now I'm healed and I can move forward? What was that point to where now I could talk to my mom, my relationship with my daughters is good. I could run I can have the stable mindset and mentality to run a business and be good at it. Like, you not just in real estate and just in real estate, you in real estate and you are like at the pinnacle. Like, when you think about like realtors nationwide who has that image, who has that look, you think about realtors in Atlanta, like, you are the go-to person. Like, you selling houses left and right. And then you got girls that like, I want to be like Suzette. I want to follow Suzette. So my question is, what is that pivotal point to where you go from being broken to, and just, let's just say, surviving to winning and thriving?
You want to know what's crazy? I'm real big on telling people to embrace your wilderness season, because I got illegal butt injections in 2014 and I was pronounced dead. So that's when I kind of had my first encounter with God. But, you know, I was heavy in the industry. Like, how I am now in real estate, I was like that in the world. Yeah. You know, my last video before I retired was Money Bag Yo Important. So everybody knew my name, and that's what, like, the counterfeit love from the world. Yeah. You know, when you on TV, when you in these music videos, when you in the club, like, you already know what those environments are like. But it really just took death It really took like me realizing like it take accountability. Like, yo, if I don't get my life together, I'm either gonna go to jail or I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And you know, they say you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So when I was pronounced dead after getting my body done, that was my first encounter, but it was still like, that was the beginning of me getting turned up. And a lot of times when you go through things, you know, we think all blessings are good and the devil give out blessings too. So when I was in that hospital and I woke up from a coma and there was a priest over my body, blessing my body because I was pronounced dead, everybody in the hospital had an encounter with God like, no, this girl was gone.
Yeah.
Right? So I told myself, like, I'm going to live different because back then I was a terrible parent. The streets came first. Like, I got so caught up on being a provider, materialistic for my child, that the emotional aspect was gone. I wasn't spending time with my kids. I had a nanny. I was always outside. If money called, it don't matter. I got to rob somebody? Okay, where he at? Right? It don't matter what I had to do. It was getting done.
Yeah.
So I got more turned up in that world, but it took moving to Atlanta. Dealing with somebody that I knew was a little crazy, but that's what I was attracted to because brokenness attract brokenness. And he held me at gunpoint. And it was in that moment in 2019 that you ever been so ashamed you don't even call on God no more because I'm like, okay, I done used all my points.
I'm all out of faith.
I'm like, you know what, Lord? I ain't even gonna ask you to save me. I'm gonna just ask you to take care of my kids, man. Like, just make sure my daughters are good. But, you know, he beat me up pretty bad because he went through my phone.
Wow.
And seen that I was trying to get flued out by this dude, was trying to fly me out, and he pulled my own gun on me.
Wow.
So I'm like in a dark alley, 3 a.m, staring at the barrel of a gun. And it was then that I had my first encounter of somebody that was really demonically, what's the word? They were possessed.
Yeah.
Because when I looked at him, it was blank.
Wow.
And he a little dude. I'm a big girl. That man had me by my neck in the air. I told you to stop playing with me and pulled my gun. And he said, I told you, if I can't have you, nobody can. Because look, my lifestyle's been finessing.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you for what you got. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. And it was really just literally in a blink of an eye. Yeah. To this day, there's really no real explanation on how I even got away, how I managed to get in my car and drive away. But that was the turning point for me where I was like, you know what? I got to stop. But at the time, you know, how I even got licensed in real estate, I was prophesied to in a strip club. So I tell people all the time, like, God gonna meet you where you at. Like, it's been times I was robbing somebody and running, like, praying. I ain't have no real relationship with him, but it was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, you know, create a way, make a way. And I wasn't even 100% in belief because I was one of them people that didn't even believe in the Bible. Just 4 years ago. Right? So it was just like, you gotta know your why. And my why has always been my kids. Like, my kids don't deserve, like, if I would have died that night, my kids would have probably repeated the entire cycle that I just left. You know, in Georgia, I don't know if people know this, but if you die and you don't have a will, your kids going in the system. Your family got to fight for you. You know? So it was just like, man, I'm purposely putting my kids in a position to where I'm thinking is getting them a better life, but it's really not. And another wake-up call was my daughter. She's sitting right there. She used to wait up for me. Like, she's real overprotective because, again, I had her in the shelter. So we literally lived life together. Like, she's seen everything. So when I'm working in the clubs and I'm coming home 2, 3, 4 in the morning, she watching me throw all my singles on the bed, and she doing bad in school. And I'm like, what's up? I ain't got to go to school. I'm going to be like you.
Wow.
So it was just little pivotal points that it was just like, man, like I gotta do better. I have to be better. Like and I was like, I know I'm so much more than this, but I didn't know how to leave the environment that I was in because that's all I knew. That's what I was exposed to.
So now we went through all of this stuff. We done moved to Atlanta, and now we fast forward to where we at today. What is life like today? What is a day in the life like now, being a successful realtor and being you? What do you do on a day-to-day now? Because we know what you used to do. We don't do that no more. We know what you used to do. So now, what is a day in the life? What is a week like? What is it like to be you now? Like, what are we doing now?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. And you wanna know what's crazy? Like, I went to college, got a degree, did all the things they say to do, but I never. Your boss will never pay you enough to live next to them, and it was just always a struggle, just living check to check, client to client. But now it's like I've created that space to where it's like if I wanted, like I just took a week off for the first time all year because I've been building.
Yeah.
You know, I can pretty much do what I want. And we say that term loosely, but I feel like as entrepreneurs, we got to work twice as hard because when you work for somebody, there's a blueprint. Yeah. You just come to work, you clock in, you clock out. Once your time is done, you're done. With us, sometimes it's sun up to sundown.
Yep.
So it just really depends. But like literally right now, I just finished building my real estate academy. So I'm like woo-sign.
Yep.
But this whole year it's been building. So not really sleeping, you know, taking care of my kids, in the gym, trying to eat healthy, serving clients, doing consultations, you know, being a motivational force for other people without really having that on my own, right? And I've just really, like, my whole purpose on moving to Atlanta was to be a better mother. Like, I got tired of the hustle and bustle in New York. Like, I just want to, you know, I want to raise my girls. I want to be a part of their life. So it's like, this is the most I've been home their whole life.
Yep.
So it's really just like, you know, you ever feel like, yo, I'm really learning my kids? Like, and sometimes I sit with them and I'm like, I didn't know that about you. Yeah. You know, so I'm really just embracing coming out of survival mode.
That's good.
And like right now I'm thinking about retirement. Like I'm like, okay, well, you know, what I'm gonna start investing, what I'm gonna do. And I told myself 2025, 2026 was gonna be the year of investments. And then that's when I met you this year. Yeah. You know, so right now I'm really just focused on, okay, I make good money, but I'm working too hard. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, how can I work smarter and not harder, but double what I'm making so that I can actually relax and enjoy life? Because I've been through so much. I'm at a point in my life right now where I just want to enjoy my life, have fun, right, and allow that for my children as well. Like with y'all, we just gonna live.
And so how long have you had your license?
I got licensed in 2019, but I started doing reality TV in 2020, 2021, 2022. So I really didn't start like practicing until 2022. So 3 years that I've been consistent and like building.
So 3 years practicing and executing on a license. And do you know how much real estate you sold in 3 years?
No.
How many millions? Do you know how many houses you sold?
No.
It's just a lot.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not a numbers. I don't know if that's bad.
Because you just, like, I saw a post, you had just finished like number
one for September. Yeah. So
you got to be doing something.
No, yeah. So I keep track. Like I know January, February, March, and September, I've had like $1 million months. Yeah. But I more so keep track of the clients. Yeah. Versus the numbers, right? Because even in real estate, it's like a percentage of that goes to the broker. And I try not to get caught up on the money aspect. I'm more so like I've been homeless. Like when I first moved to Atlanta, I was homeless. Yeah. So I'm more so caught up in the purpose of how many families can I get to the closing table versus how much money I made. I could probably break down like, okay, I probably done sold like 30, 35 people houses so far this year. Yeah. Versus like how much I made.
How do you sell that many houses?
Systems, man. Okay. Is systems, automation.
Because it might be a girl watching this and she's a realtor. Yeah. And she might not have sold one house all year.
Yeah. It's the marketing, it's the systems, it's the automations, and just being an information hub. And one of the main things people say when they come on my page is, I don't feel like you're trying to sell me something. They're like, yo, I relate to you. Like, I love your story. Like, I be doing these consultations and they be like, girl, Suzette, I just love your story and you just inspire me to be better. And because I think nobody wants to see a finished product, you know? So it's like, listen, I've been where you at. Like, to this day, I'm still a single mother, right? But we all get the same 24 hours a day. What are you doing? Are you on social media for 5 hours looking at the shade room and gossiping, or are you putting those same 5 hours into your business, right? And this is what I'm trying to teach my daughter now, because she loves to spend. And I'm like, you got to earn, right? Yes. So with me, I'm really like, whatever it takes. I still have that mentality because that was embedded in me. I got to see the reward of where hard work takes me. And that's just from, forget all this stuff, that's just from getting my first apartment at 18, fresh out the group home, because I was killing the chores for 3 years and saved up enough to buy my own crib at 18.
Yep.
When right now, the average teenager at 18 can't afford no house, can't afford no apartment.
Nope.
So I
'Cause
just...
you saw my daughter just called me. She can't afford it. She ain't buying no
she
house.
ain't buying nothing.
No time soon.
Listen, I went to the group home with the clothes on my back.
See?
Okay, so from my panties to my toiletries, I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's just stayed with me. And correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you can't teach hustles. Like, you either got it or you don't.
Yeah, you got it. You got to
Because
have
some people, like, I've tried to show them certain things, and it's just like, I can't force. Like, you gotta want it. You gotta, like, I want it. Like, I'm hungry. Like, I've watched my mother live the American dream. Went to school, 3 college degrees.
Yep.
Still living paycheck to paycheck. You understand?
More degrees than a thermometer. More, still ain't making no money.
Still, yeah. So it's just like, I've just always have the mentality of, I don't want to be that person.
So here's a really good question though. Do you feel like, outside of just hustling, do you feel like your image, the way you look and the way you carry yourself, the way you dress and how you maintain yourself, when people come to your page, they also say, she looks professional and I want to do business with her as well? Because I think that plays a part to me, but I'm asking you as the professional, do you think that play a part?
Yeah. I'm going to say yes and no.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes and no. Because I feel like everybody has the stigma of what a realtor looks like. Like, I'm not showing houses in a suit. I'm just not putting a suit on. I'm sorry. I don't even show up to the closing table in a suit. I might wear something like this.
Yeah.
Right? I think when people get to know you, and they vibe with who you are, like, all that other stuff don't matter. Like, of course, I'm not gonna be in shorts with my cheeks hanging out. Yeah. But I'm also very transparent about my journey, because if I could be 100% honest, I'm still learning. Yeah. You gotta, like, people know where I come from. Don't talk about me, teach me. Like, I went from being a sex symbol. All I had to do was show up naked and I'm getting paid. And now it's like, I went from making my money based on how I look. And I'm gonna be honest, Dion, I never had to work this hard. All I had to do was either open my legs or show up somewhere, go to the gas station, bend over, gas is paid for, whatever it was I had to do. So I just feel like, yes, it plays a part. We definitely have to have some type of professionalism, but I don't think it's no, like, blueprint on, okay, why, like, I got people, I'm like, why you wearing that? Like, I'll be on my showing out leggings. I might not wear leggings the first time I meet a client, but if we've been in the field 2, 3, 4 days, now you know me, I'm relaxed. I'm not as professional. And, you know, sometimes they bring their kids, I bring my kids. I feel like real estate is more of a contact sport. Like, you working with me because you vibe with me. You ain't, like, you called me because you resonate with me, because, listen, I feel like, listen, I want you to be the one I'm a single parent. I want you to be the one that's going to get me to the closings. I had a lady with 6 kids. We just closed.
So you saying real estate is about being real? It's
about being real. Because people, and I think just entrepreneurship in general, because people buy into your journey and into your story. Yeah. I'm not, and I don't care if I'm a professional. You know what they told me? They told me I sound hood and classy at the same time. Because I'm not on there like, hi, everybody. I am Suzette the Realtor, and I can buy you a house. What's up, y'all? This is what we need to do to get in this house. Like, I'm still myself. I didn't lose the individuality, because there's 1,000 realtors everywhere, especially out here. So what's that thing that's going to set you apart from the next realtor? Your personality, your vibe, what you do, how you move, what you're talking about. You got some people that they look good and they're earheads. You know what I'm saying? But people, like, really come on my page and they learn. So they're like, listen, I'll be on your page and I get all this free game. So I trust that when I actually hire you, I'm going to be good, because I'm learning from you without even really talking to you.
That's good. And I know you had mentioned earlier, you know, you transitioning right now when you're going into, like, teaching mode, and you just started your real estate academy, and you got stuff where you're going to be. So if there's somebody that's watching this, are you saying that you are now transitioning where you're going to be teaching men and women how to get into real estate, how to get to the closing table, and how to make money? Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I'm not even a week out, but yeah, so I just launched my real estate academy, Reign Beyond Average Real Estate Academy. And I feel like a lot of people focus on, I can't help you until you get licensed. But there's people like me that was, like, in the club, looking for a way out, wanting a way out. I even talk to clients that they have all this money, but they ain't know they're supposed to be documenting their income. I didn't know I was supposed, so I really want to speak to them people that ain't even there yet.
Yep.
You might not even know what you want to do, right? Because I didn't know it took that one lady that put that bug in my ear, like, hey, you ever thought about doing real estate?
That's good.
So my academy is for people that you don't have to be licensed. You could still be in the club. You could still be scamming. You could still be tricking. I don't care. And it's for people that still in school, because real estate school don't teach you how to be an agent. You're going to graduate real estate school and you're going to be more lost than ever, because what you learned in school, 80% of that stuff, you're not even using in the field.
Yeah.
And then it's also for agents, because there's about a 70 to 80% of agents after the first 2 years, they're not even practicing no more.
Wow.
Because so much go into it. And I think what most people don't prepare when it comes to entrepreneurship is you have to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
You got to spend on your systems. You got to spend on trainings. You got to spend on mentorships, right? You either going to spend and be under somebody that's doing it, and it's going to save you years of not producing. It's going to save you years of just money being thrown away.
Yep.
Because you now going to be under somebody that already got the blueprint. Listen, this is what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm doing it. You could do it too.
That's good.
But yeah, so it's just really just to help those who they just want better, but they don't know what to do.
So for anybody,
information is the new segregation. People
100%.
so caught up on race.
Yep.
If you don't know, you can't grow.
Information will change your compensation.
Listen,
for
sure. There's a reason why we don't learn credit, insurance, investments. Is a reason real estate is a reason why that's not in the school curriculum. The stuff we really need to make money.
You better say
the stuff we really need to live the life we want to live. Listen, I went to school. I did everything they tell us to do. I went to school. I got a college degree. I have a degree in psychology, and I only did that because I was facing federal time, 3 to 5 years, and my lawyer was like, "Go to school, show the judge you're doing something." I was working in my field of choice as a case manager, and you know what I realized, Dion?
Talk to me.
I was getting paid every 2 weeks. It don't matter if I had 5 clients 1 week and 20 clients the next week, I got paid the same pay. Mind you, I just told you my background in the group home and how I hustled my way to an apartment at 18.
So
for me, I was like, this ain't working for me.
Nah.
I don't want to wait to get paid, and then it don't matter how hard I work, I'm getting the same amount of money. I need to make money based on my hustle. And that's when I moved to Atlanta. Everybody thought I was crazy. Girl, I had a job with benefits, salary, everything. I was like, bye New York. Came to Atlanta. Look, I'm homeless my first year in Atlanta. Everybody like, I told you. I was like, it's okay. But even in that situation, that's how I learned to do credit. And now I have a 6-figure business. So everything that I have going on right now was literally birthed in trial and tribulation, because I wasn't somebody that was going to lay down and stay defeated. It was like, okay, this is what I'm going through. What make diamonds?
Yeah, pressure. Come on now. So you went from homeless to hustling to 6 figures a year. So now you saying anybody that wants to start in real estate, even if they entry level getting started, they ain't got to figure it out.
It could just be a thought. You don't even. It don't even. You just gotta be. If you looking at this right now and you like, listen, I know I deserve more. I know these kids deserve more. I know I am the repairer of the breach in my bloodline, because that's what I am. Like, there's no entrepreneurs in my bloodline. Like, the poverty and lack is something that is on my bloodline. And if you like, listen, it ends with me, my academy.
That's it.
Because in the beginning of the academy, I'm talking and I'm training the people that's not even licensed. And I'm doing all the research for you. You ain't got to figure out what school you like. I'm literally doing it all for you. If you just execute everything that I'm telling you to do.
So like, I know you was also talking about like, a lot of times you get to the closing table because you got like specific lenders that will get people who like need bank statement loans, entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Is that all inside of the academy too?
Everything is inside. So all my resources. So everything I do on a day-to-day basis.
So if I already got licensed, if I'm already licensed and I need like more connections, I can get in your academy and get those connections.
Because let me tell y'all something as a realtor. So fresh out the strip club, I thought I was going to be lit. Mind you, in the strip club, we dealing with the scammers, we dealing with the drug dealers, we dealing with the trappers. We watching men throw 10s and 20s on and thousands on these girls. So I didn't think it was going to be a hard transition. I'm like, listen, I'm going to go back to the club, but as a a visitor, and yo, let me get you in this house. And you know, one of my first lessons in real estate, what it was?
Talk to me.
As a realtor, we don't control who go to the closing table. You could know everybody and their mother. I could know you. You could be a multi-millionaire as you are right now. We could be sitting down right now. You could tell me, Suzette, I need a house. If I don't have the lender that can cater to your situation and get you funding and get you to the closing table, I'm not closing no deals.
That ain't good.
It ain't good. And then even as a realtor, you can do everything right. Things happen. So even in my academy, I teach you credit, because I was doing credit first, but credit and real estate go hand in hand. So it's a lot of times we could talk to 20 people a day. You a numbers man. Maybe one person out that 20 people is actually ready to buy a house. What you're doing with the other 19 that's having credit problems?
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, nah,
we doing credit repair.
We got to get to the closing table.
We got to get to the closing table. Double transaction.
So this is what we
let me get $1,000 to fix your credit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me work on you for a few months, and now I'm at the closing table.
Yeah.
But in between the months that I show this, if y'all sit in my webinars Wednesdays at 9 p.m. What we in? We in October. And I have screenshots of my processing system where I've made a little under 100,000 so far fixing credit. That's just credit. That's not even, real estate, we getting wires. It's wired to the bank account.
For sure.
But processing systems is credit. So I show that, but it's a great way. And I think that's why most realtors quit, because the reality is we got bills.
Yeah.
Whether you close a deal or not, my bills is $9,000 a month. Whether I close a deal or not, it has to get paid.
Yep.
So what are you doing on a month that you're not closing no deals?
Correct.
Because if even top producers, we have a bad month or two.
So in your academy, you teaching them real estate and credit repair?
And credit, yeah.
Jesus.
They getting credit repair. And I'm giving out, like, literally everything that I do, y'all have access to that. My lenders, my resources, my systems, my processes, and a live community that you get to interact with me one-on-one on the side. So it's lit. I'm excited. I strongly feel like it's up to us to raise the next generation, or we're going to constantly be stuck in this cycle of poverty and not knowing better. And the average person, when they die, they can't even bury themselves. Their family can't even bury them, right? So
well, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I heard you said you got a class that you're gonna be teaching them. Is that for free? Can they come for free?
It is free.
So this is what I'll do. I'll put the link in the bottom of the description to your academy if they just want to just join that. I also put the link to your free class, so that way if they just want to come to the class and just sit in there and learn some more from you, they can do that as well. So listen, I'm gonna hook y'all up. Y'all ain't got to worry about it.
Get hooked up.
So listen, in closing, before we get out of here, is there one thing that I didn't ask you today that you want the people to know about you?
I'm shy, y'all. Nah. I
can't tell.
No, I really am. I feel like I'm just driven. Like I'm just, it just has to get done. And the more you see, because I could be comfortable right now. I made $268,000 last year, legit.
That's good.
That's the most I've ever made.
That's good.
Legit. But you just get to the point where you want more. So I will say this. And it's not just about me per se, but that next level, right, is gonna require fear. But there's two different versions to fear. You either going to, hold on, my mind just went blank. Face everything and rise.
Yep.
Or what's the other one? Forget everything and run. So which side you gonna be on?
Yep.
Because we all get the same 24 hours in a day. What's available to you is available to you. It's available to me. But that fear, man, being scary. And entrepreneur, you know what I learned about entrepreneurship? You lose some, you win some. I think sometimes people experience that first loss and they're not motivated no more.
Yep.
But it take them losses to get the wins. There's a couple of L's in millions, y'all. Spell millions. There's a couple of L's in millions. Y'all can't be afraid of the losses, because in the losses is where you learn. Like I've learned, like my business is the way it is because I've learned how to tweak certain things that weren't working. But how I knew it wasn't working was because of those losses that I took.
Yeah.
And I'm still taking losses to this day.
Yeah.
So.
And I want to say this, and I think this is important before we get out of here, is that You found me early this year, and you paid me to coach you. And so what I want the people to know is that when they pay you to coach them,
they're really getting access to you
they
too.
They really getting both of us. And I just wanted to let y'all know, let me talk heavy to you suckers for a minute.
Talk.
Like, I make over 8 figures a year. So I need y'all to understand, like, when you pay and you get with her, you're also going to get some information, because it's a trickle-down effect. If your coach don't have a coach, you in a bad position, you're in a bad spot, because the more you learn, the more you earn.
Definitely.
And she's continuing to pour into herself, continue to learn so she can earn more.
And let's even talk about that. I had to take out a loan to pay you. So I found Dion on Instagram. I want to say, what was it, like January? We spoke. You know, I'm in Atlanta, y'all. So I'm like, he's scamming. That ain't, you know, 'cause that's the average. You know, people out here scamming. Put a hashtag credit or whatever. So what I did was, I didn't watch him. I started watching his mentees, right? You gotta watch the lives of the people that's being impacted by the person you're trying to be under. So now I'm going to these, you know, he's posting his wins, he's posting his mentees. So I'm on everybody's page. I'm like, oh, he just posted her. I'm on her page. She posting screenshots of her processing system. I'm feeling like big dog, because I'm making 6 figures a year, and he's coaching people making 6 figures a month. So I'm like, nah, hold on. I'm watching, and I'm doing this for months. Like, I'm on Instagram. I'm not on Shade Room. First of all, I mute all the blogs. Like, at this point, I just want to see what I need to see, because I'm hungry for the next level, and I don't know which way to go. So I'm watching, and then I hit him up. I have a conversation with him. And I'm like, okay, you know, Dion, he a smooth talker. You know, we're taught that if they smooth talking, they scamming. So I'm like, oh, he a smooth talker. So I'm like, okay. But one thing about Dion, it was never no pressure. And it wasn't like, oh, well, if you're not ready right now, I'm not. I could wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, think of a question, DM him. When he get up, he gonna answer. So for me, that was appealing. But
I still answer.
And you still, yeah. But it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm going on these people pages that nurses, like, is different industries. It don't matter what industry you in, he turning them up. So I'm like, wait, I'm already lit. Like, you know, some people he literally building from scratch. I'm already my own brand. So I'm like, okay, if I did all this work by myself, like, I could only imagine what he gonna do for me. And I was like, Dion, how much you charge? And he told me, and I almost choked. I was like, oh, he about to have me go back outside. But no, but then this is also the importance of having good credit, because see, a lot of people have credit and they get in debt, but your credit is you're supposed to leverage it to make you more money. So my credit is good. I fixed credit, right? Why wouldn't my credit be good? My credit was good. And I was like, you know what? I really feel like he's worth the investment. So let me go take out a loan. And that's exactly what I did. And I paid him, and we got started. So like he said, your mentor has to have a mentor. Like, if your mentor is not constantly investing in themselves, things change, especially in real estate. We're going to be in a whole different market 2 months from now. And that's another thing about my academy, is lifetime access. So I'm about to start investing. I teach you how to wholesale, all of that. But the more I grow and progress, y'all getting access to that with me. Like, y'all going through that with me. So
that's good.
I just want to tell you, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm super excited for this next level.
Listen,
we about to go crazy.
I'm excited for you, and I'm proud of you. And I'm going to tell you, you got in. The price you got in and you paid me is double now.
Oh, I know that. I already know.
So it's like, look, shout out to you.
Yeah.
You got in at the perfect time.
For sure.
You about to go crazy. Look, I'm excited for everybody that's watching this episode, because y'all get to tap in with her. Again, we're going to put the links in the description below. And listen, I need you to take what you learned today. I need you to go build a business. I need you to build it big. And while you're doing it, I need you to love on the people.
And I do got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
When you're thinking about building a business, you have to ask yourself, what problem is my business going to solve? Because the bigger of a problem you can solve, the more money you're going to make.
That's good. Yeah. And where can they find you on all social platforms?
You can find me on Instagram, Suzette_the Realtor.
That's good.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, she said it. Solve a problem.
Solve a problem.
The bigger the problem, the bigger your business is going to be. Go build a business. Build it big.
People buy the solution. So what solution is your business going to do for the people?
Hey, look, she ain't saying nothing wrong. I'm finna let her close it out at this point.
Nah,
listen, y'all, keep God first, man, and love on the people.
Sure.
Peace out.
Peace
Let's
out.
get it.